First, we have Ben, and he is working the expired and canceled market. His focus is the high-value listings. So I'm calling him the high-value listing master. Some of these notes on the slides, this just kind of gives you a rundown. So I'll be able to talk through them, and then we're going to have kind of Ben talk through what he's doing, that sort of thing. So just so everybody gets more of a background, 100% of his focus is on the expired and canceled listings, correct? Yes. Oh, where's our mic up here? There you go. So 100% of his focus has been on the expired and canceled listings, and he tackles them differently. So up to 1 million, they get a 4-part cash offer letter series. So Ben is part of our cash offer program, and he's taken that letter and he's molded it into a 4-part series. So this clientele is getting mailed 4 separate letters so that they have multiple touches. Then above 1 million, he injects the shock and awe package with a custom personalized letter as well. So now, again, that is a higher value listing, so he's getting another touch out the door to them. And then he also talked about some of his other marketing that he did, which he sends American Lifestyle magazine to every person every other month that has been a past client of a buyer or seller, and then a select group of his luxury sellers as well, or luxury homeowners. He also says he does 1 press release a month, or at least he tries. And then he is active on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google. So just give a abridged version of, again, working on that expired and what the expired and cancels and how you've kind of been able to inject. And then I do have pictures of your marketing to show.
I can see that. And you could have put my notes over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't have to have this. I didn't, when I started out, I actually had I'm going to go a little back in time. So when I came back into real estate almost 10 years ago, I actually thought I would be the 1% listing agent and just do discount and high volume until I realized that that's not a good business model. It's better to go after the high. And it took me quite a few years to get there. So last year we started doing this with the 4-part listing letter to expired and canceled, and we'll basically just give them 4 different versions of the same information about giving them a cash offer on their home and getting out easily. And we've had pretty good success with that over the last year or so. And then I always wanted to move into a higher market. It really, I find it pretty frustrating to work with $200,000-$300,000 listings in Central Florida, because those are the people who are most demanding. They want everything, and you're not getting paid very much. So I wanted to move up to a bigger type of audience. So when the shock and awe package came out, I was really excited and started using that. And we got, I'm sure everybody heard about the 2.9 million listing we got just the day before this event, and that actually came partly from the shock and awe package.
Excellent.
I talked to them. I went, had an appointment to see the house about 3 weeks ago, and arranged with the wife to come see it, and showed up at the house. She was not there. She was too busy having a hairdresser's appointment. So I was shown the house by the daughter-in-law, and I said, well, can't really do much with that. So I called them up and say, hey, do you, actually send them a text and asked if we could do a Zoom meeting then, if they're not in town anymore, and got no response. And then suddenly out of the blue, the husband called me up and said, yeah, you saw our house, what can you do for us? Well, I sent you some stuff, and I showed you what I can do for you. But everybody else has sent me these packages of information, and at that point, the shock and awe package had literally just come into my mailbox. So I said, oh, I got that too. I can send it if you want, but you already got a lot of this electronically. So I sent it to them and tried to follow up a few times. Never heard from them. And then she called me up last Thursday and wanted to meet, and I said I can meet Tuesday. It's the only day I have time for this week. So we arranged for that, and I walked in the door, and she literally just wanted to sign the listing agreement. And
because you had already pre-sold yourself with everything you had done. So to recap what he said, this letter, I put the first of the 2 of the 4-part letters on the screen. You can't read them here. It's a version of the cash offer letter.
They did not get that letter because it's $3 million.
Because, they got the shock and awe with the personal. But when you mentioned the letter, I don't know if you guys caught it. He said it's pretty much the same letter. Like he changes a couple little things and then sends it 4 times. So it's not, there's not a huge variable. The offer is still the offer, what your services are, but you're just kind of rearranging it to get another bite at the apple.
Some of them speak to the moving fast. Some of them speak to getting cash. Some of them speak to other things. But basically, it's the same 4 points of information in all 4 letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is number 1 and 2, and you can see, like, they look very similar, scanning and showing them. There's not much difference going on here, and again, the whole point is what they're going to bite on.
And the QR code goes to the same video.
To the same video.
Yeah,
So he said the QR code goes to the same video, and in that, that's the message about how the program works and coming out to their house, and then I'm assuming you follow the protocol of, do you want to go the expensive way or the fast.
I do my best to do that, yes.
Try to offer the listing or the cash offer, yes.
Yeah.
And then here on the screen here, this is the letter that you spoke about that goes with your shock and awe. So when they're over a certain quality, which he wanted to step up his game, he's using a letter and then injecting a more customized letter for them.
Yes. And and that one is actually signed, as you can see. They're all hand signed. They're not handwritten, they're hand signed. The other ones I don't sign. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this, are you putting outside in its own envelope with the shock and awe, or is this the first thing they see when they are opening the folder?
That's outside the folder, and they get it by UPS.
By UPS?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a little cheap, so I use the post office's envelopes because they're free. I don't pay for the UPS envelopes.
So, and then a little bit about the other stuff that we were talking about that he does. So this on the top left, Ben sent a picture of the hand-addressed envelope that he does. Do you do that with the mail merge blue font trick, or is that your beautiful handwriting?
That's my printer that does that, yeah. My wife used to write all these letters, but as we're sending out some days 250 letters a day, it's really not feasible for her to hand write them all.
Yeah, and you've heard us talk about that. You know, if you're able to hand write, 25 to 50 a day, or keep it where you can do it, that's fine. But once you're starting to send in such a quantity and you're getting it out the door, then yes, we can encourage you using the handwriting machine. Or I have the trick that you turn your font blue and do a mail merge and run some envelopes through a printer. So that is what you would do once you are getting to that quantity and you're getting them out the door, because writing 250, 300 letters a day is a little bit of a different scenario. On the lower left, obviously all of you guys are familiar with the shock and awe. So Greg showed Ben's shock and awe yesterday, the one that he had on stage. But that's everything that we've provided. In the upper middle, the agent selection guide, Ben uses that too as part of listing presentation. So I just showed the front and back, but that's the agent selection guide that all of you have that again pre-sells you. So is that being included when you send stuff, or separate?
But after yesterday, I'm going to get boxes.
Oh, there you go. Yep. So, and the boxes do make a difference, and you saw they were not that costly.
Now you have an excuse for ordering Domino's 3 times a week. You're going to reuse the box.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Then you just need the special wrap paper that goes around the box.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to get boxes, and I'm going to throw a lot more stuff in there. Yeah, so
And then I mentioned that he's very present on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Google My Business. So on the top right of the screen, that is Ben's Google My Business with his reviews. You could see he has reviews. This is a big thing we talked about at last year's retreat. If you are not asking for reviews or testimonials or picture-monials where you take a picture and you say, this is our experience together, you have nothing to showcase of that relationship. So do you ask for reviews? Is this part of your follow-up process where you send a link asking them to speak about the experience? What do you do there?
I actually also on my YouTube channel you can find some interviews with some past clients. I do, and one of them lasted almost an hour. That the time doesn't matter if it's good content and it's educational, right? Yeah. So the reviews are on the top, and then that's just a little screenshot of some of Ben's YouTube with his thumbnails and what he puts out. So he's been creating videos and content for quite some time, and he has a couple different people, I think, behind the scenes on his team that helps him with that. But how many videos do you say you put out regularly? I constantly, every week, 2 videos goes out, Monday and Friday. Monday and Friday. And that's after advice from some people who help me with my YouTube SEO. Let's say that,
And you've done the cash offer program. I've actually bought some homes with him as well, but he's taken a lot of listings, been on a lot of appointments with cash offers. That thing works very, very well for me. I also bought a couple of homes myself.
The ones you didn't want.
There you go.
And I made money off of them.
If I didn't want them, he bought them and made the money. See that? You just owe me a cut, that's all.
No way, you didn't want to buy them.
Yeah, very good.
And then lastly, regarding Ben, he sent me a couple of the different things regarding his marketing. So this is a postcard that goes out, so you can see the one side. And like yesterday with the commission scenario, we are going to have a little recap about how we could fix this postcard. But the postcard says, "Did you hear what happened to your neighbors?" And then it says, "Scan the QR code to find out." Very catchy, makes sense. It gets that inquisitive scan. Oh my God, what happened with the neighbors? Everybody likes a little drama, so that's a nice juicy headline. But
backwards.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
Does anybody know why it's backwards? Could anybody see it?
All your mail comes addressed
not
side
on the
up.
front. So if you look on the bottom right of the yellow postcard side, that is the postage. That's what is delivered face up in the mailbox.
We should have had the what happened to your neighbor on both sides.
Right, exactly. So the call to action, or the title, the catchy title, "Did you hear what happened to your neighbor?" should be in that big yellow spot that's blank, because if they don't flip over the card, they don't even know. It says scan the QR code to find out, and they're like, find out what? Like,
and Bent got it right. You should actually have both on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should have, "Did you hear what happened to your neighbors?" and the QR code, and then the same thing on the other side.
And it's so simple that this type of thing is super catchy and works, but it just still needs to be done correctly, so that way you can capitalize on they picked it up, and if they didn't flip it over, they're not going to scan it because you didn't entice them, and it actually becomes more fear-based. Like, scan this, what's going to happen? There's going to be a thing on my phone, and I'm going to get spammed and all this stuff, but that's actually not the case. So future, put the QR code on the back, and put the message on the front.
Actually,
and then that way
I
it's
would
both.
do both in the future.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Put both sides.
Yeah.
And then he has an example on the top right. That was one of his YouTube thumbnails where he did a drone tour of a luxury property. Lower left, that's one of your Facebook just listeds, right? Your just listed posts.
I think
and then
so.
I got a kick out of this picture, and I was making these slides, and I sent Greg a message, and I was like, one of these things is not like the other. Like, can we see? It feels a little funny, right? But I got such a kick out of it. And go ahead and explain the story. I thought it was so much fun.
So this is actually the home in the just listed and drone tour thingy. I had both sides of that transaction. That's the buyer side. That's how many people from the buyer side that showed up at the closing. There were, and I lost count after 14 people.
So when he sent it to me, he goes, and the random picture is just the most people I ever had show up at a closing. And I was like, well, that's going on a slide.
The title company's meeting room was literally, there were people standing out in the hallway. They couldn't get in. So
You got to get a picture of that. That's always good. That's showing that they're really, really excited about buying a home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And then also that goes to capturing moments in time with your buyers and your sellers and utilizing that for your future marketing.
Yeah.
Because if he had a picture-monial book, picture-monial is a testimonial paired with a picture, that's awesome for people to see. It's proof of his value that he's bringing to people, and it's people talking about him. So make sure you're asking for reviews, sending them your Google links, telling them to put a review on Facebook, wildly important. Anything else to lend to everything before we ask if anybody has questions specifically for you? And then we're going to move to Buddy.
No, not really, no.
No?
Yeah.
Any questions
And I
for
was
Ben?
going to say, with Bent being in the one-on-one group with me, he has text access to me. So like he was going on that appointment day before yesterday, I said, here, let me preview the information. Here's probably where we need to be on price. We got to get price down. Make sure you do this. And then he sends a message thereafter. Appointment went well. They're signing. So, that's kind of what we want to do is how do we work together?
I sent you a text that appointment done.
Appointment done, yeah.
And you had to ask what was going on.
Yeah, and I said, how much? What's the commission? Did you do all the things the right way, or do I need to yell at you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so very, very good. And maybe what we'll do is go through all three and then take questions at the
Yep.
end.
So just remember, Ben, high-end expired and canceled listings. And think about how he split up his marketing. If they're under a certain level, they get one form of execution, and if they're above another level for listing value, they get another form of execution.
And Benson, one I was talking about yesterday, that he would rather sell 1 or 2 luxury deals every single month than to try and find a way to sell 10, 12, 15 houses and run around like crazy and all that. Let's just work luxury. Let's just do a couple of those, and we make enough money and live the lifestyle we want. So.
I do want to, for the cash offer, we cut it off at 400,000. We don't send
400
anything,
and above, yeah.
Anything under 400,000, we don't even bother.
Very good.
Yeah.
Let's give him a round of applause.
So,
Very good.
Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.